go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the Polish Protoss player. He is not purple, he is not pink. Is he feeling okay? Is he? Aye. It is the red Protoss representing Team Elazer. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player, also from the land of Poland, representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. Elazer, of course, the best Zerg player in all of Poland, up against one of the best Protoss. I feel like the best Protoss is still up in the air. It's still up for like contention. Art is amazing. Geralt is amazing. Krystianer, damn good as well. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. Mana, let's not forget about Mana. I do think that at the moment, Geralt is probably at the top of the pack, but it's very interchangeable, and I feel like it's depending on, you know, how good the players feel on the day, on the week, on the month, how informed they are. I think for now, Geralt is at the top, but we'll see if he can maintain that position here, because there are just so many Protoss players in Poland. They all vying for that #1 spot. For the Zerg, though, Elazer, he's been at the top for quite some time. One of the best Zergs in all of Europe, not just Poland. And we are getting into our opener. So far, Hatch, Gas Pool, standard opener out of Elazer. We do have a Gate Expand into our Cyber Core as well. So all is as it should be. When it comes to Elazer as a player in this matchup especially, he's a very greedy player. We've criticized Elazer a little bit when it comes to his defense. His defense is usually a little bit lacking, and he can lose a lot of drones over the course of the early to mid game. He can lose up to 10, 12, 15, 16 workers even. And he's still ahead, just because of how many corners he cuts. Elazer, he's the kind of player that skips their spores and skips early lings as well, and tries to defend with pure queen and just drones as much as possible. And because they're droning so much, even if they lose a bunch of workers, they're still looking good. Like, they're still ahead economically, just because of how many lings they've been cutting, and just how many things they've been cutting in general. How greedy they are. So Elazer's probably the best at that. it's crazy. I remember casting with Asher. I think we casted Elazer versus Creator, and I think Creator killed like 21 drones. And then he killed 21 workers. Then he went for a 3-base all-in with Immortals and Sentries, and Elazer, and it was supposed to kill Elazer, and Elazer, he just survived, and he got away with his economy and just like would win from there. Like, there are these crazy games where we cast where Elazer loses an insane amount of workers, an insane amount of drones, and he comes back anyway. Like, he stands strong regardless. It's crazy. Regardless, here we go. We do have 2 adepts making their way towards the natural, looking to slip into the mineral line, and they will commit to the shade into the main. 1 drone goes down. We're gonna barely get a 2nd worker as well. We're gonna get a 3rd, and potentially a 4th, barely. And 4 workers for 2 adepts. Really good amount of damage. Like, that's a good start for Krystianer. Elazer, his worker count is in a bit of a rough spot here, but I mentioned before, Elazer, he likes to lose drones. It's okay. Losing 4 workers this early on, that's standard, Bobby. That's standard, and we're going to be recouping our losses. Behind this, Krystianer did open up with a Stargate, Oracle zooming out. Now, what's really interesting here is that Krystianer, he only made 1 Oracle. Only 1. Behind this, very quickly, he's taking up into a Robo and into a Twilight Council, going for a Gateway Explosion here in the main base. This is very suspect. This feels like we're leading into a 1-base all-in. Sorry, 2-base all-in. We are intentionally delaying our 3rd base here, staying on 2 bases instead. And are we going to get into Immortal production? I'm really curious, like, what direction we go in. As the Oracle is forced to pivot away. Okay, it's going to be a War Prism to begin with. Twilight Council is done. Do we go into a... Yeah, I was about to say into a Templar Archives for High Templar. We are. Okay. So we are going for a very interesting Archon drop. Very interesting. Geralt has been doing this recently. Geralt has been doing this. This is not unheard of. Who else? I want to say... not Krystianer, sorry. Creator. Creator has done this as well. It's a very old school build and a roundabout way of getting into an Archon drop without Dark Templar. It is a little bit weird, but it does allow you to get into Storm a lot easier. So you can rush into Storm. Oh, Lings are camping the Prism though, which means we cannot warp in High Templar. There we go. High Templar are on the way. The Lings are waiting for their moment to pounce, but they are being zoned away by the Oracle. Archons are on the way. And this should lead into Fast Storm. Back at home, we have Immortal Production as well. And we're going for a singular Archon drop into the main. The Queens are in position. This one Archon can't really achieve too much. And Krystianer, he will have to back off. Behind this, Adepts, they do slip into a mineral line. They're getting a lot of worker kills at the same time, though. Lings get across the map. They get 4 probes. 4 probes that will help recoup some of these losses. As we get 10, we're going to be getting 11 drones. Oh my god. And this, yeah, this is a classic Elazer game, yeah. That's 11 worker kills, and you know what? Elazer, he's still keeping up worker-wise with his opponent. He has a 4th base, it's getting saturated, and we're making 11 more drones. So, to reiterate, I mentioned this at the start of the game, and you may have been thinking that like I was hyperbolic, but like, in a ZvP, if Elazer doesn't lose 20 workers, that doesn't sound right. He cuts a lot of units. He cuts a lot of Lings. He cuts a lot of roaches as well. He cuts a lot of corners, which is why he's so vulnerable to these this Adept Harass. But I mean, he's still on 70 workers. He's on 67. He's getting 11 more. He has a rich vesting gas geyser. Elazer, he's lost so much of his economy already, but it doesn't matter. He's just mass expanding and he's just hammering down that drone key. Which, to put things into context, imagine if Elazer didn't lose all those workers. If he didn't, he would have already hit 85 plus drones, and he would be working in his army right now. And because of Krystianer's build, Krystianer, he's stuck at home. He's still teching. Storm is on the way. Charge, Immortal Production as well. Really, Elazer is under no threat, so he is free to drone back up. And Elazer, he's at 80 workers. He's on 5 bases, now getting a 6th hatchery. Rich vesting gas geyser as well, so he has a boosted economy. And Elazer's ahead. He's snowballing out of control. Again, he likes to lose drones. It's okay. That's Elazer. Because yeah, Elazer, he has hit critical mass. No more droning necessary here for the rest of the game. And now he can just focus on his army. Behind this, Krystianer getting to a 2nd robo. Double robo Immortal Production. Storm as well. He's just establishing himself here on these 3 bases. But as he's here, just Elazer, he's just, yeah, it's becoming far too much. Oh! No, Krystianer, he does rally into the main base, and the Prism goes down. The Zealots as well. Elazer, he doesn't have to worry about a backstab. He can focus on his main push, and Elazer is about to max. He's about to hit that 200 supply. And pushing into Storm isn't going to be easy. This is not going to be an easy assault here from Elazer. And how many High Templar do we have? 6 High Templar, each with at least 1 Storm. Baneling's getting ready for a run by, but Krystianer, he has fully walled off here towards the north. Elazer is looking to push in. What I will say is that this playstyle from Elazer, and like to lose 17 drones and to still be ahead, this is just a very unique playstyle from Elazer. No other Zerg plays like this. You know, not even Sterile, not Raynor. No one is as greedy as Elazer, and I mean, it makes him a lot of fun to watch. He's a very unique player, very iconic as a result, very stylistic. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Very stylistic player in this matchup, and his creep is insane. His macro is insane. He is at that 200 supply mark. Bailey's they roll in. The wall is not a wall. They will not get into a mineral line. So far, Krystianer, he will hold. But Elazer, he wanted to trade out because he's maxed. Here we go. We're going for a Spire. Hive is on the way. Interesting that he isn't pushing into the main army. He is respecting those storms quite a lot, and he's only going for run-bys. Storms are thrown down. Oh my god, this base getting so low, and we can do that again. We just keep sending Banelings over in that direction, and that's exactly what we're doing. Stasis Trap is on the way, which will help. There you go, the Banelings. Oh! Oof. Massive Stasis Trap going to be going off. Elazer, he cannot push in. Again, becoming a little bit too predictable by going for the same run by 3 times in a row. Krystianer is able to keep up. He is about to max out. Oh, but that's a lot of Banelings. That's a lot of Banelings, Papi. I feel worried for these High Templar. Speaking of, one High Templar goes down. Banelings, they barely did make it in. At the same time, a small Zealot run by getting across the map. Just trying to get a couple of workers, a couple of drones. We're coming back in. We're coming back in, and this time we will get the Nexus. But Krystianer, he's all in at this point, and he has a very, very beefy army. That's a lot of Archons, Immortals. How many? That is 11 Immortals, 6 Archons, and 6 High Templar with a bunch of Storms. It all ends here. Elazer getting ready for a surround. Banelings are coming back from behind. Are they coming back from Krystianer's side of the map? The Storms are good. And you can see Elazer plummeting in supply. He's in some trouble. Krystianer, he's just been able to just build up this death ball of an army. The Storms were insane. Queens are getting caught out, but we got to keep going. We cannot. Elazer, he's remaxing. Up. As Banelings barely do not make it in. The High Templar, they're still holding strong. There's 3 of them left. They've forced them morph into Archons. The Immortals are trying to go toe-to-toe with these Roaches, but where is their support? They support each other. 11 Immortals. We have 42 Lings in production. Lings, they will make short work of these Immortals. We need support. We need Archons. We need Archons and Zealots. Yeah, without them, the Lings are closing the distance. We have 1 Archon coming in, but it may just be too little too late as Elazer cleans this up. GG gets called. And Elazer will take game number 1. GG. And that was a close game, definitely. Towards the end there, that we were basically completely all in, looking to try and break through. We almost did, but we lost our Archons very quickly, and maybe instead of reinforcing with Zealots, maybe a line of High Templar could have been a little bit better. It also doesn't help that Krystianer, he lost his 3rd, which does impact his gas income, so didn't have the biggest gas bank to actually warp in Archons either. Had to rely on Zealots instead, and yeah, we just did not have enough to protect those Immortals. We couldn't break through, we couldn't keep pushing. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number... No! We're getting into game number 2, and unfortunately, I was left behind. Do I have permission to... I'll have to message Indy, actually. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I wasn't expecting this. A big shout out to Indy, the players, and Kashim as well. I appreciate it. We were left out of game number 2, but they were kind enough to resume from replay. Crazy. So I do appreciate it. We're getting into game number 2. We will be a part of it, and of course, Elazer is leading the series 1-0. I am very appreciative. Typically, in a tournament, in an open tournament, even that you just play it out. You just get left out. Too bad, Papi. Too bad. But yeah. Thank you. I didn't even reach out. I wasn't even asking for it, but they remade. So thank you. I do appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. And we only missed out on the openers. I assume that it's just a hatch gas pool. I assume a standard opener here from Elazer, and likewise a gate expand out of Krystianer. Nothing too crazy. We're going to be loading into Alkyone, and no one has taken the golds. No one has lost their minds. Not yet, as we get into game number 2. But yeah, thank you so much to Indy, to Kashim, to the others as well. Still appreciate it. I will message Indy after this though, and if I ever get left out, then maybe I can just restream Indy. Maybe that'll be Maybe that'll be preferable. We'll see. Otherwise, yeah, we're getting into this. We do have our opener. Of course, it's going to be a Stargate opener out of Krystianer, going Oracle first. Going to be zooming across the map. Behind these adepts are going to be looking to try to get some economic damage done. Again, we saw how much damage Elazer sustained earlier. 4 drones are going to fall. We're going to barely not get a 5th as well. But hey, as a reminder, Elazer, he lost, what, 17 drones in game 1? Didn't matter. But I'm curious if Krystianer wants to try to punish him a little bit more, as this is looking like the same build. Interesting. It's a Stargate into 1 Oracle. Only a single Oracle as it gets across the map, looking for a couple of worker kills. We're going to be able to get 1, 2 drones, 3 workers in the main base. And here at the natural, we're going straight for a Robo and a Twilight Council. Soon to be followed by a 4 Giant Magi. This is very similar to game number 1. A delayed 3rd base. I don't think this is going to be a 2 base all-in. 2 more gates are thrown down, yes. But if you remember, in last game, in game 1, Krystianer, he just took a delayed 3rd and built up his immortal counts and eventually maxed out, eventually went for an all-in across the map. And it looks like he wants to do the same. Show us the Temple Archives. Show us the Temple Archives. Show us the Archon drop once again as the Prism is on the way. There it is. Temple Archives is thrown down. This is the same build as game 1. Same opener, same build. I'm not too sure if I like it, to be honest. It does mean that this 3rd base is late. It means a late 3rd. It also means late upgrades as well, because the blink is delayed as a result, because we're going into a big like Archon immortal heavy composition. And what this really means is that Krystianer, he won't have an army to be active on the map, just like last game. And it all makes sense, the reason why he played out game 1 the way that he did. Without charge, without blink, we're stuck at home. We have to be defensive. We're just taking up so much that we have to take a more defensive position here at our 3rd base, maybe eventually a 4th base as well, and we can only harass with these Archons. Meanwhile, Elazer is cutting workers. Elazer went for a faster Roach-Warren this time. No lair, by the way. Gold base is going to be denied. We do get here just in time. Elazer trying to be cheeky, trying to take the gold as his 4th. Queens are coming in from behind, but we do force a cancel. We are droning a little bit here. But still, only 2 gases, still no lair out of Elazer. Are we gonna... Yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed. There we go. Lair now on the way. Very late lair out of Elazer. Because of that, we don't have Roach speed, which is why I was like, are we really gonna go like all in on Hatch Tech? I guess not. Just a 6-minute lair here from Elazer. A couple more drones are going to go down. 7 workers in total. At the same time, it does make it into the natural as well, helping stack up that damage. Isn't going to be sent out. We do manage to get a bit of damage done here on the 4th base, or I guess the 5th. We're double expanding at this point. And Elazer, he's just hyper fixated on droning up. He's a little bit behind just because of his tech. Still doesn't have a 4th, but he's getting there. Elazer is getting there, and back at home, Krystianer, he's safe to just build up his immortal count, build up his Archons. As even more drones are falling. Oh my god, 5 more workers here at the natural base. Elazer out of position with his queens. Still focusing on Roach production. There it is. Roach speed is on the way. Gold base now being saturated. We may running over and prioritizing that gold. I'm still getting mixed signals because... Okay, there it is. I was like, we got an Evo chamber, but we haven't started +1 range. +1 range now on the way. Elazer is still droning. So it looks like these Roaches were just made for safety. And Krystianer, he's going for an earlier push. The sentries with force fields and immortals. We can break through. I do like that we're rotating over to the right-hand side, but Elazer, he has control of the Zonaga. He sees the army. He's getting ready for it. He's in position. We're gonna have a hard time pushing up this ramp. Files are gonna be connecting here on the sentries. Archons are going down. We're initially breaking through. We're getting on top of the gold, but we don't have to hold on to the gold. Some roaches are going down. Those immortals, they're putting in a lot of work. 19 more roaches on the way. At the same time, the roach warren almost went down. It may have been worth it to just go straight for the roach warren. Ravager's getting picked off as well. We have Lings on the way. 24 Lings in production. And we only have one Archon left. We saw this before. If we don't have enough Archons, those Lings, they can just clean up. And Elazer, he dives on the army. Biles will be connecting. The Immortals are putting in a lot of work. We're actually breaking through, but here come the Lings. Here come the reinforcements. We just surround the army entirely. Oracle goes down. And Krystianer, is he running out of steam? He's barely keeping those Immortals alive. They refuse to die. They refuse to go down. And Krystianer, he is breaking through. Just barely. Give us one more Archon. Krystianer, he's got the money for it. GG gets called. He does break through. And Krystianer ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG. And I do like this a lot more from Krystianer. I do like going for an earlier push like this, an earlier timing. I do think that Elazer can be sometimes too greedy, and if you remember last game, Krystianer didn't push out until he was almost maxed. He was like at 170-ish supply. By that time, Elazer was already at 200. He was already fully saturated. Oh, this time. Let us in. Thank you. Thank you, Pac. You managed to make it in. But yeah, Elazer, he's a very greedy player, and we saw that because it took so long for Krystianer to push out in game 1, Elazer, he was able to get up to 80 workers, he was able to get up to 6 bases, able to max out, and yeah, just snowball out of control. This time Krystianer pushed a little bit earlier here, and I do like this adaptation out of Krystianer. I do think this is a really good way to treat Elazer as well, to try to punish that greed. And the question becomes, how will Elazer change his playstyle here in game 3? How will he approach Krystianer as we get ready for that ace match for Hecate? Meanwhile, looks like we have a couple of other results coming in as well. Geralt facing off against Noxstar, Rodzen facing off against Pappy. The Protoss and Zergs, they do continue. Jigging out to determine who else makes it into the semifinals, and speaking of, we're here to do the same. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Hecate, we have the Polish Protoss player tying up the series 1-1, representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid, the best Zerg in all of Poland. It is Elazer. And we have seen Elazer fall to Protoss in this region before. Most notably, last season, 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago now that I think about it, in the very first edition of the House Open Cup, number 1, Geralt. Geralt was able to take advantage of Elazer, take the series, and make it to the finals to face off against Spirit. It's happened before. Can it happen again? And I did say that Geralt and Krystianer, they're relatively similar in skill. I still stand by that. I do still think that Geralt has the edge over Krystianer, but they're very different players. They have very different players. They have very different play styles as well. But we'll see if Krystianer can accomplish the same feats as Geralt. We shall see. For now, hatch gas full, standard opener out of Elazer. Behind this, Krystianer going for a gate expand. Now, Krystianer, he's gone for the same opener and the same build 2 games in a row. Essentially. The difference, of course, being that Krystianer did hit a stronger timing. He hit a much earlier timing in game 2. Part of what led into that is I did notice that in game 2, there was no forge. Game 1, we had a forge for +1. Game 2, 0 forge, 0, no blink or anything like that. It's getting into faster sentry production instead. But can we pull that off on Hecate? Can we pull that off? For now, a little bit too early to tell. I would love to see Krystianer divert completely and go for like a standard opener, or go for something like Glaive Adepts to try to really catch Elazer off guard. I do think that Glaive Adepts can work well against Krystianer. Sorry, against Elazer. Ah. I want to believe. But here we go. For now, Stargate Opener. Should be to get into an Oracle. Now, do we go one Oracle into into Robo Production, into a Twilight Council, or do we see something different? Fingers crossed, papi. Fingers crossed. I see. Welcome back, Slow Bro, in the chat. Bienvenidos, papi. Bienvenidos. I hope the doctor visit went well. I hope all is good in the hood. I see Adepts do make their way across the map. Now, every game so far, these two Adepts, they've been killing at least 4 drones. At least 4. Can we do it again? For now, we will commit to the shade. We get into the natural. 1 worker goes out. We're going to get 2. We're going to get 3. Can we get 4? Looks like we barely cannot. Only 3 were... Oh my god. A bit of miscontrol there out of Elazer, selecting the drones in the main. A lot of lost mining time. We may have only killed 3 workers instead of 4, but that was quite a lot of damage done. Meanwhile, once again, single Oracle into the Robo, soon to be into a Twilight Council. Same opener, 3 games in a row. There's a Twilight Council on the way, which will lead into a Templar Archives, which will lead into an Archon drop. Meanwhile, the Adept does barely survive, shading onto the other side of the wall. Oracle racing back home as well. Oracle does make it back home here. And we are going for additional gateways this time. Let's go. Typically, we only go up to 3 gates, but this is a 4th gateway being thrown down. I'm curious if we're looking to be a little bit more aggressive this time. 3rd base is going to be taken. Show us the Templar Archives. As the Oracle gets across the map, we focus down 3 drones. We'll get the hell out of there. Not too bad. 4th base is going to be spotted. There's that War Prism on the way. And there is that Templar Archives. There's that Templar Archives. So we're going for another Storm... Sorry, not Storm drop. Going for another Archon drop. Once again. We will keep our eye out for a Forge because we're up to 4 gates. We're throwing down 3 more gates behind this. Still no Forge. Did I say 3? I meant to say 4 more gateways. That is 8 gates in total. We're chronoing our charge. It looks like we are going for a timing attack. We're going for a big push here with not just Archons, but also charge lots. No Immortals on the way. So the opener has been the same every game, but the follow-up has been quite different. Different variations here. You love to see it. A couple of Archons are on the way, making their way towards the 4th base location. Meanwhile, across the map, the Lings, they do manage to get on top of the 3rd, but there's the Oracle to defend. Lings are going down. And can we get a kill on this hatchery? With these Queens, I doubt it. Damage is being done, don't get me wrong. We should have enough shields to defend. Back at home, more Zealots, Archons on the way. And the Warfront of Zealots is a bit of a tell. Because Krystianer hasn't been probing. This 3rd is just for show. And here comes the all-in. It's a 2-base all-in coming in from Krystianer. That is a 9th and 10th gateway on the way. 10-gate 2-base all-in. 3rd, again, it's just to throw Elazer off the scent. And Elazer's droning. No shot. Elazer is in the middle of droning. And can he survive this attack? Because here we go. The all-in has been revealed. The Queens are caught out. The Queens are caught out and we dive right on top of them as well. The first Queen will fall. Good positioning here in the mineral line. Some of those Archons, they do get stuck behind that gas geyser. Zealots are going down. Good kiting coming in from Elazer. And it looks like Krystianer, he's running out of steam. He's running out. The Archons are doing a little work, but one of them goes down. We only have 2 left. And not enough Zealots at the same time. 3rd base is under threat. We need to keep pushing. We need to keep going. As again, with only 2 Archons, we're being forced back, and Elazer is going to hold. Again, if he did fight out in the open, I do think that Krystianer could have maybe snowballed out of control. But Elazer, he was able to buy time, kite all the way back to the 3rd base, use the terrain to his advantage, use the Sim City to his advantage as well. And Krystianer, he has nothing left. This is his army. He's warping in back at home, but these warp-ins, they are a little bit too little too late. The first push was the strongest. And Elazer is stabilizing. He's building up his roach count even further. There's no immortals with this push, so again, Archon Charge Lot, you need an overwhelming army to snowball out of control, and we just don't have that. We have a lot of Archons, which is good against Lings, but not so much against Roaches. Again, really good kiting coming out from Elazer. A couple of force fields are thrown down, but Elazer, he avoids them. Yeah, we just dive on top of that first Archon. 4 Archons are left. And we just have to pick apart this army 1 Archon at a time. Down goes the 2nd, a 3rd. GG gets called, and Elazer will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Elazer as he does take the series. That was a close game, and we were almost able to break Elazer then and there, but again, really mature of Elazer to kite back all the way to his 3rd base, to not fight out of the open. If he did, I'm pretty sure Krystianer would have killed the army. That's how, that just goes to show how important, it goes to show how important positioning really is. How important engagements can be, and yeah, with that, Elazer does advance on to the semifinals, and we have one final quarterfinals match getting underway. It is going to be Geralt versus Snogstar. Let us get this ready. So yeah, GG, a good effort by Krystianer, definitely to make it as far as he did, and to force the ace match out of Elazer. Almost able to pull off the upsets, and it would have been an upset. Elazer, he is of course a world-class player. Krystianer almost able to take him down, but Elazer, he'll have a moment here to breathe, a moment of reprieve, waiting for the winner of this very series. Waiting for the winner of Geralt versus Snogstar. Let's go.